We've got one more new tool to look at. Now to start with, I've got some chords programmed up with Melted Vibes, and this is what it sounds like. Kind of cool. Now I'm using the Patterns tool to break it up and create some interesting different patterns from it. And so on. Now I'm going to select the next tool slot, and here we have Velocity Curve. And this gives us a lot of interesting ways to modulate the velocity. Now to start with, we've always got this minimum and maximum value for the velocities that are going to be generated or converted. And then we can change different parameters based on the different presets that we have here. So the first one is quadratic, and we see a representation of what's going on, so we can scale the velocities. And we see the incoming velocities here as they're playing and the outgoing values here. So it's quietening the lower ones. Or I can go in the opposite direction, where it's raising the lower ones. And again, we can always set a minimum and maximum range. Now I've got an S curve for different shapes. So I'm just going to open up the range fully for the moment. And this creates different type of scaling where the parameters are scaled differently within the range. So quieter ones are scaled down. Louder ones are scaled up. Very interesting. Or the opposite direction. Now we also have a variation here called a compander. Again, here the controls change. We can expand. We have a threshold based upon which velocities are going to be treated. And you can see a representation here of what's happening. That's kind of like the knee in a compressor or expander. This is scaling them all downwards nicely. Except the top ones. So interesting shapes and creative possibilities that we can get. And here we can dip the center ones. So again, very interesting possibilities. So we can fix everything at a steady velocity, which is great for dance music. So you can see the outgoing value is always this. So again, for dance music, very useful. But you can get some nice accents like this. And different contours to the velocity. And hey, why not curve the velocities and scale them before it reaches the patterns tool? And then within the patterns tool, we can play with the gravity and the minimum and maximum. So have fun, experiment. There's a lot of fun new tools in Kontakt 8.6. I'll see you for more next time.